Welcome, Annie Collins here. Today we're going to create 2 Mother's Day cards. As I am part of the Segura Crafts design team, so all these products were sent to me for free. Just a full disclosure. I'm going to go over some of her cardstock. I don't have all the cardstock she has in the store. I just have a quick little sampling of it. They're all nice heavyweight cardstock. I believe they're about 100 pound each, give or take. Some of these are matte, some of these are shimmer. So I'm going to go real quick. This one here is called Tranquil Tide Blue, and I've cut into this one. I'm going to use this for one of our cards today. The next one that you see below that is called Mystic Grace Purple. It's really nice, and this one's matte, so it's the first one. Reason why I say that is because the next sets are going to be shimmer. This pink one is called Petal Whisper Pink. Then the black one is, okay, hopefully I'm saying this right, Anthracite. And the purple one is called Crystal Vision Purple. They're a nice weight, nice and thick, even the shimmer cardstock is. So she has a good variety of cardstock and pattern paper. I just don't have all of it here. Like I said, we're going to be creating Mother's Day cards. So I have the Mother's Love ephemera pack. It coordinates beautifully with the Mother's Love stamp set, which we'll be using as well. So you get 2 of each of these, and I'm going to go quickly look how cute this is. The mom with the little girl with the bow in her hair. Here's the mom holding the little girl or child hugging. Here's doing homework with the stroller. Bathing the baby, holding the baby. How cute. Then you have holding hands with the little boy and his little lunchbox. How cute is this? I can't get over how adorable these are. These are great for, quick and easy. Here's a child holding a flower. She's doing laundry. Ugh. Holding the infant again. And then see, there's a difference here, so you can stamp and color them, or you can just use the image. And there's a variety of skin tones as well, which I like. I'm looking for the other mom holding the baby that matches or coordinates with this one. And then of course you have the stamped image, and these are just smaller than the stamped images, or just larger. Well, I guess about close to, they're just smidgen off of each other. I continue here. Here's reading a story. Just holding their hand out, and shopping with the little shopping cart with the child in it. So cute. Okay, so here are our stamp set. Let me put these back, and again you get 2 of each of these. And I'll be using one of these today for my card. So here's our stamp set. You have great sentiments to go with it. You have all those same images that you saw, and we have a little flower here that you can use. We have a good variety of sentiment, from the ever classic Happy Mother's Day to like ones we'll be using today, which are the warmest hug come from a mother's heart. Wait, sorry, let me read that again. The warmest hugs come from the heart of a mother. Let me see. There you go. And we're going to also be using a mother's hand is the first hand we hold and the last one we let go. So you have a good variety here, some sweet, sentiments to go with all these images. So today we'll be using one of the images from the ephemera pack, and I'll be stamping an image and coloring it in, since we're creating 2 cards. So just fun, really cute images to go with these. She also has a variety of embellishments. I'm going to use these 2 here, rhinestone. This one is called Opal Glow. It's a purple rhinestone. Well, it says black rhinestone with like purple shimmer to it. Purple pinky shimmer. And the other one is called, let me make sure I read the correct name, is the Ocean Blue Rhinestone. So, Ocean Bliss, sorry. And then I have some sentiment strips here so that we can stamp our sentiment on there. And here's a little mom and daughter one I'm going to be using. She's holding her daughter's hand, and she's got the cute little bow in her hair. And I used some pink cardstock from my stash because I wanted a deeper pink. The one I have from her is a lighter pink, so I'm just going to use this one. And then for the other card, I have the blue here that we use, the Tranquil blue. So we're going to, from the cardstock that she sent. I have a cloud stencil from my stash, and I'm also going to bring in some distress oxide and tumbled glass and in bundle sage. We're going to use these for our card. So let's get into it. First, I'm just going to create a little cloud background here with some tumbled glass distress oxide ink. I'm just going to move my stencil across, and I'm going for a very light hand. I'm not doing dark clouds, so I know it's hard for you to see the clouds real close, but I'll bring it closer to the camera here in a minute. So I'm just moving down all the way, and just once I have all my clouds, see that? I'm pretty sure you can see it. I'm going to then bring in the bundled sage to create a little grass so that our ladies here have somewhere to walk, so they don't look like they're just floating. So I'm just going to fill that in. Looks really good. I'm going to check. Do I have enough? Yes, I do. And then I'm just going to quickly just add a little more of the blue here so it just defines it, just because the green is more defined. There we go. Now we're going to bring in our stamping platform, and I'm going to stamp our sentiment. For the mom holding the daughter's hand, I'm going to use the sentiment that reads, "A mother's hand is the first hand we hold and the last one we let go." So I'm going to stamp that straight onto my sentiment strip. I'm trying to get this even on here. I die cut those sentiment strips from white cardstock from my stash. So there we go. I'm going to grab my sentiment. I'm going to ink it up with VersaFine Onyx black ink. I'm going to bring this closer to make sure I have everybody straight here, because if I go over it like normally we would, you just see the back of my head, and that's not fun. No one wants to see my gray hair. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And now, since this is a really fine detail sentiment stamp, I'm just going to gently pat it down because I don't want it to get it smushy. I want my sentiment to be legible. All right, so let's go ahead and put it together. We're going to go ahead and put some foam adhesive on the back of our ladies here. Just going to grab my foam adhesive, and I'm going to adhere everything in the center. Both cards are going to be designed the same exact way, with just a little minor change. So I'm going to go ahead and put some foam adhesive on my back of these little ladies, and then I'll remove all the backing so that we can place that onto the center of our panel. Getting all of these on here really quick. I have one more, and I'm just cutting some in half so they fit nicer, so they give proper support. Okay, and this card doesn't have a great deal of dimension. It has some because we're popping up the ephemera piece and the sentiment. But other than that, there's not like layers and layers and layers of dimension. Okay, we're just removing all the backing here. And trust me, this takes the longest for me every time. I know I say it every time in every video, but the struggle is real here. Get this all taken out. And then for our sentiment strip, I'm just going to grab some strips and I'm going to put it on the back of that. I have some foam adhesive strips. Put that, trim off any excess. And we're going to put our sentiment strip to the upper left corner or side, and I'll trim off any excess. All right, it's time to assemble. I'm going to assemble this as a card front panel, and then I'll adhere it off screen onto my card base. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Barely Art glue to adhere this little panel that we inked on. We're going to place that onto that Shimmer cardstock, and it's like a darker pink, and I pulled it out because it pulls out the pink that the little girl's wearing. All right, I'm going to adhere this panel onto the white panel. And I've die cut that pink with a scallop die from my stash. All right, I'm going to place the ladies right here. Aren't they so cute? All the coloring is done here. This is a quick and easy card to assemble. The longest it took was die cutting and the little scallop piece, which is that like a minute or so, and the banner, and then stamping the sentiment. So it's like what, less than 5-minute card. So this, since you have so many of these in the ephemera pack, you can bust out a bunch of cards, put them all together, and then go ahead and, you know, send them out. You don't have to put the inky the background either, if you to avoid that step. If you want to keep it clean and simple, just pick a different color pattern, or put some pattern paper behind as well. All right, so I'm going to add some finishing touches with our rhinestones here, and I'm going to just put a nice little cluster of 3, well, a triangle of 3, not a cluster, 1 by our sentiment and one around the girls. Moving on to our next card, now we're going to color. So I stamped my image and my sentiment. I'm using the mom holding the baby. So I went ahead and did that with my sentiment with VersaFine ink and Onyx black, and my image with Memento ink. So I'm going to, I stamped that ahead of time. I'm just going to peel them off my platform here. There's my sentiment. I'm going to set that aside. Pull out my image, and we're going to color these quickly on screen. And here we go. So I'm going to bring in my clipboard. I have a clipboard here that I color on, and these are the ink colors, and I'll have them listed below. I know they're kind of hard to see here. All right, this is going to be quick and easy coloring. I'm not going to do too much detail. I'm going to start off with her skin here, and I start out with my my light color, and then I'm going to go in with my medium tone here, mid-tone, just to add a little dark in the highlights, where I'm going to put in the darkness here, you know, the shadow bits, and I'm going to color her and the baby in the same skin tone. So here we go. So I did light, then the dark, and then now here's my mid-tone, filling it all in. Almost forgot about her little ear. Got her legs, and then fill in any more highlight. So then I'm going to bring in a little bit of rose colored for her cheeks, and for a little bit for the baby's cheeks. So I'm going to close all these. And then for her hair, I'm going to do, again, I'm going to color it in shades of brown. And I'm going to do little C or little squiggles to give her hair that curly type look. So I'm going to color it in with my mid or my light tone, and then I'll go in with the darker tones to create all the little C's and squiggles as for curly hair. I myself have curly hair, so I know how it should look, you know, with little curls and such. So I'm just doing little C or U's, however you would like to call it, and little squiggles, and trying to just follow the form of her hair. And I'm just keeping it really simple. I don't use that many here markers. Now for the baby's little diaper, I'm going to use this little light green because it coordinates nicely with the blue. And for her dress, I'm going to use some blues here, some BO00, BO1, and BO2, just quickly blending those out. And then for her shoes, I use a C, I think a C5. I have to double check. I don't know off the top of my head. A C5, correct. For her shoes, and for her socks, I use a little C1 just to create the shadow on the inside of her legs. And that's it. Our image is colored. Again, I'll have those all listed for you in the description box below. I'm going to fussy cut her out, and we'll be right back. Yay! Here we are. So here she is all fussy cut, and I put some foam adhesive on the back. And then I have my layers here. I used the same dies to cut these out, the pieces out that I did for the girl card. Now, since I trimmed her out, I used a little Memento marker all around the edges just to make them clean. All right, so for our little card here, I'm going to use a little bit of the, again, humble glass on the top, but I'm not creating clouds. I'm almost creating an indoor look. So I'm just going to put a little blue on the top so it coordinates nicely. And then for the bottom, for the floor, I'll use a little bit of hickory smoke, not tumbled, hickory smoke distress oxide ink. So here we're going to use a little hickory smoke, and we're going to do darker towards the edge and then fade it out. I know it doesn't look like much. It's kind of blending into my mat, but you get the idea. Once I layer it onto the blue cardstock, you'll see there is a nice difference. So there you go. So she doesn't look like she's floating. Now she's anchored to her floor, quote unquote. All right. So here we go. We're going to adhere this using our Barely Art liquid glue. And we're going to place that panel onto our blue scallop panel, which will then adhere, once I get it straight, we'll adhere this panel onto our white card front panel. And again, since I'm making 2 cards, I'm just making the front panels and I'll adhere them to my card bases off screen. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this there. Got that centered. And I'm just going to place our little mom right there in the center, holding her baby. So cute. I love that the baby has little tuft of hair, just like 2 little strands of hair. So cute. All right, so here's our sentiment, and I'm going to adhere this to our left, just justifying it to the left, and I'm going to cut off any excess that's hanging off once I get it straight, if I could get it straight. There we go. I'll flip it over and trim off the excess. Nope, still working on getting it straight. I can't tell. That's another thing. There we go. Trim off the excess. Now I'm going to bring in some of those Ocean Bliss rhinestones, and I'm going to create a little triangle. 1 I'll place near the sentiment, and 2 around our mom and baby. So that brings your eye across the whole card. Now, of course, this is an optional thing. If you're not into dimensional embellishments, you can leave this off. I like them, so I'm going to place them on our card. You can, do something else if you would like. All right, so here we are. Our card is complete. There's our sentiment, and this sentiment says, "The warmest hug comes from the heart of a mother." So here are both of our cards today that we created. One we used the ephemera pack, and the other one we stamped. So you have options with the stamp set, which is called Mother's Love. So you have the Mother's Love stamp set is what we use. We use that image and the sentiment from it. And we use the ephemera for the other pack. For the other card. And the ephemera for this one, which all the coloring is done for you if you're not into coloring. We use the Ocean Bliss rhinestone for one and the Opal Glow rhinestones for the other. I will have everything listed in the description box below for you with links to the shop. So again, this is for Segura Crafts. Thank you for being here. I hope you found some inspiration. Don't forget to like and subscribe.